We're building a ramp today. Home Depot, here we come. Let's get a flat part. We're getting a 2-4 fly 1/2 inch. It's a little bit more rigid. We're gonna get a couple 2x4s. Basically making a little shredder launch ramp that we can like take around in the truck real easy and set it up at different riding spots. Let's go get our fasteners. Round over. Look how nice that one is, Jim.
That is way better. It has a handle.
Yeah, it's a very nice lid.
Hey, how you doing?
Great.
You have to GoPro at the Home Depot.
We're filming some stuff. It's great. I got a worn out drill. I'm gonna grab a new drill.
Ain't going nowhere.
Yep, so here at Pastranaland on a rain day, we're gonna make a launch ramp and we're gonna make all these spots that are almost good even better. You know, the nice thing about Home Depot, they carry anything and everything. You know, I bought building supplies today. We're gonna make a launch ramp out of it. I have a worn out drill that I just replaced. They got fasteners. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with this bucket. It's pretty cool. Let's make a ramp. So we're talking about this thing. We were gonna go ride spots around town that are like almost perfect. Maybe there's this grass bank that you want to land in, or a set of steps, or a wall ride or something. And we really want this thing just to be pretty lightweight and portable. So we're only gonna build it about 2 feet wide. If we're jumping a distance.
Yeah, we're gonna flatter. Medium.
Medium, so he wants a medium. So if we're going middle of the road, I'm gonna guess on around a 12 or 16 foot radius. It's actually pretty big in the skateboard and BMX world, but for mountain bikes, we want it to fit in multiple cars, no bigger than maybe 32 inches tall. Let's draw it out and see what it looks like. And it's trial and error and everything. You can make a mellower transition work and hop off of it more for something that you want steeper, but it's really hard when you have a tight transition and you need to make it work for something going really far. Let's draw a transition out. Tools on the job, pencil, tape measure. This one says Slayer, which all tools should say.
Measuring the height of the ramp.
Chalk line.
Chalking a straight line for the deck.
3-inch screws. I like GRKs.
I'm screwing these two boards together so I can draw a radius with them.
So there's a couple different ways to do this. You can either use your tape measure. This little notch on the end right there fits a screw. You can draw your radius off of this. But I really like using 2x4. I'll screw some 2x4s together, get the radius and length that I want. Mark out 12 feet on that, and then I'll just use a pencil at the end and put a 3-inch screw in the other end, and then we trace the radius.
I'm marking the length that I want, put the 3-inch screw in. Now I'm gonna check my radius, see where it lands. There we go, draw it out.
This is a speed square, and I love this tool. It gets probably used the most as squaring edges up and marking things. Just came over here with my speed square, and I marked out 4 foot from here. Put a little notch right here. Basically, this is going to be a 2x4 on each side. But we're going to cut this. The reason being is we want this ramp to fit in back of an SUV or a truck very easily. And we're just going to put a hinge right on top of there. And this whole thing will just fold up. Normally I don't like leaving seams and stuff like that on ramps, but this is portable and it's going to be fun. And we're on mountain bikes, so who cares? We got this Home Depot bucket, and we're gonna make something special out of it. It's really gonna help us. What are we gonna do with this, Jim?
I do believe we're gonna make a cooler out of it.
Let's go. Picked up this extra little trash can. What do we got here, Jim?
We need a liner to form the inside of the cooler, and we're gonna use great stuff to get insulation around the bucket.
Making some insulation so we can keep some cold drinks. Stay hydrated on these warm days out here in Maryland.
This is just a fun, easy project to do if you have an extra 5-gallon bucket laying around.
Time to cut some wood.
I use a circular saw to cut all my transitions. It's a lot smoother than a jigsaw, even though you can use a jigsaw. After I cut the first transition out, I'll flip it around to get another transition out of the same piece of plywood.
I marked all the transitions out to every 8 inches. Cut these 2x4s. Our ramp's only 2 feet wide, so I cut them down to 22.5. So when we cut our plywood at 24 inches wide, it overlaps over the 3/4 on each side.
Right now I'm cutting some handholds so the ramp will be easier to carry. I'm going to use the drill so there's no sharp points and it'll be easier to router. The jigsaw is just to finish out cutting where I couldn't reach with the circular saw. Next up's the router, and we're going to give it a nice smooth edge with a round over bit. It's pretty lame when you don't do this because when you pick up your ramp and it's super sharp, it's always nice to have everything smooth. I learned a lot of tricks over the years of building. Here I'm starting some 3-inch screws with a hammer. If you're working by yourself, you don't have to struggle with trying to put a 3-inch screw in, holding a transition up, and a 2x4. After the 3-inch screws are tacked into the plywood, essentially it's super easy to drive them in with the drill, so pick up your drill and go. I usually put 2 to 3 screws in each board, depends how crappy the wood is. Marking out my 1/2 inch every 2 foot by 4 foot and cutting some strips of ply.
These ones are real nice. They're Torx head. The thread's awesome, and it's got like a little locking thing right there at the top. Nice screws.
Since I'm not using metal on the bottom of this ramp, I'm cutting a bevel in the wood so it lays nice on the ground, and then screwing it all in with the 2-inch screws. Cutting the excess ply off, getting ready for the second layer. Quick cleanup, and now it's time for paint.
Paint job coming in hot.
We decided to go with camo because what ramp?
Titanium? You don't want titanium? I mean, get some titanium.
Come on,
no,
brother.
I want some actual, like, there's some hinges, like, for gates, basically, I'm looking for. Got some hinges. I'm gonna get some that this little pin can come out, so we can use the bottom part of the ramp by itself, or, so we basically have 2 ramps in one. Should work good. What a day to be building, huh? Oh, look, there's Jim running.
I jumped in a puddle like a jackass.
You know, I can't stand these guys that leave these carts in the middle of the road. The heck is this? I'll get it for you, sir. Oh, my feet are soaking wet. Woo! There's a puddle. Ah! Really wet now.
Yeah, at least you have your clothing in here.
Woo!
As we get the paint area ready, let's dive back into this bucket right now.
We threw in a little metal thing to keep it weighed down. I got just a Sawzall blade, and I'm just going to trim the foam off that is sticking out a little bit. We're going to fix our cooler up, and we'll be able to put ice in there. So I got my lid here, and I've just been taking a knife and kind of carving away the excess stuff. A little bit cleaner than the Sawzall blade. And we'll have an insulated lid and bucket. Nice screw-on lid. Time to spray paint the ramp.
You know, we talked about what we were going to paint this ramp and we decided camo. Figured it wouldn't stick out like a sore thumb when we were carrying it around to different spots. Ended up working out better than I thought. It actually blends in pretty good when it's in the scenery. Camo's really simple to paint. Just cut a bunch of stencils out in different shapes and keep repeating them all over with the different colors that you bought.
Now we got to put the good stencil on.
This is a mild steel stencil that we had plasma cut out. Just easy to put on and spray paint over.
So just took the router, recessed some things for the hinges, and now I'm going to put them on.
Here's the final step of making this ramp portable. Attaching the hinges and fold her up.
Some drink holders. Nice part is they close up. Now we're finishing touch. Got our cooler here on the screws. Just add ice. Good to go.
Good job, mate.
Testing out our portable ramp today. Here it is. Here comes paint. Give Banks here a cold beverage, a nice black wrapper coffee. Oh, The only thing that we haven't tried is the bottom of our ramp by itself. So I'm just gonna take a little punch here and just knock out the pins on our hinges. Now we have a separate ramp. Let's go put this on something to make Banks hit it. All right, yeah. Our launch ramp is a success. The little tiny thing works. You pretty much can carry this thing anywhere. Pretty awesome. Go to Home Depot and build one yourself now. Channel 199.
Son, I love thrills like a middle school crush. If I can't die, there ain't no adrenaline rush. Watch me fly by through the sky on my dirt bike, reppin' 199, cause I'm coming in clutch. Seem like 99, I've been here, couple big nuts. Seem like since then, every year, couple big cups, couple big breaks, couple falls, couple big cuts, couple black feather in me, you could get yup. Yeah, I should've wanna try me. Ask me what's my sign, told him 199. Want me hook up to an Ivy, want me going out my mind, told him 199. Yeah, I should've wanna try me. Ask me what's my sign.
Biggity, 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 biggity.